And so there's everybody sees those videos now.
Okay, so
you call this the new Pearl Harbor, worse than 9/11. 3,000 people. Do you disagree? Let me ask you this. Do you?
And he asked this over and over again too. He's like, "Was this as bad as 9/11 or Pearl Harbor?" Which, once again, nobody was even saying that. Who said that it was worse than?
Yeah, I have never, ever, anywhere in person, on the internet, anywhere that I've heard somebody try to compare the insurrection to 9/11 or Pearl Harbor. And if people are doing that, yeah, I would agree. That is a very stupid comparison.
Yeah. So they had a debate, and a few known names were on it. It was Glenn Greenwald, Alex Jones, Destiny, which I've seen a few of Destiny's other things. I'd have to say for him, it's like a 50-50 for me on the things that I agree with him on. Alex Jones is a 0, almost always 0, because he just, in general, is just way too wacky. He's just way too out there. You can tell he's going for the memes. But anyway, the thing that I am just kind of really most annoyed about in the debate is that Alex Jones specifically just would not shut the fuck up, man. Like, literally.
You see that thumbnail from... You see that thumbnail right there? That look he makes when he saw Hunter Biden schlong and didn't use any of his products.
There you go. That's it right there. But we're going to go check out a few clips of this. I watched the entire thing. It's a little bit over 3 hours long. But I recommend that people go check it out, because really the thing that's most interesting about it, is that there really aren't any talking points, in my opinion. It's a lot of bluster. It's a lot of, trying to just do one-sidism, or kind of like a no, you did it type of thing, rather than address
kind of crap.
Rather than try to address what they're actually supposed to be addressing. And to me, I especially think Alex was just there to reduce the amount of conversation that could be had. I mean, the guy was literally just constantly yelling over people, to the point where people eventually just started ignoring anything that Alex was saying and just talking over him. And it just got terrible. But let's check out a few of these clips here. This is from Destiny himself. I watched the debate on Destiny's channel, so check that out. Destiny to Alex Jones debate. There's the whole 3+ hours of it, but here's some clips also on Destiny Clips.
But the idea that Trump thought that he lost the election, and he was knowingly lying and knowingly engaging. No, he believes, I guarantee it, whether you believe it or not, Trump believes that the election was stolen, and he was using the legal recourses available to him at the advice of his legal advisors.
That is not true. Most of his legal advisors said that this idea was crazy.
Well, no, but he had legal advisors who were telling him.
If you search hard enough, you can find anybody to validate an opinion. But what you've just done is what I opened with, which is saying he thought the election was stolen, therefore he was justified to engage in insurrection.
But is it right to take him off the ballot? Since you don't want to debate January 6th,
that's for the Supreme Court to decide. That's for the Supreme Court to decide.
I'm asking a question.
So I just want to mention Alex Jones, and sure, somebody should go through there and count, but I'm just serious, man. More than a dozen times at least, and that's conservative. I bet it was 24 or more times did it get brought up that the was January 6th an insurrection, and every single one of the guys on the left-hand side kept saying that's for the Supreme Court to decide over and over and over again.
Yeah, I've actually watched the full debate myself just before we started here, and you're right. They kept on just bringing it, pushing it back and forth. No, it was not an insurrection. Yes, it was. No, it wasn't. That's the Supreme Court for a side. No, it's not. Just like they can't come to an agreement, and nor would it matter because, like what Omni Liberal was trying to say, that's not even relevant to what they were trying to talk about.
Right.
They're trying to talk about what transpired and what happened afterwards and how Trump handled and conducted his reaction to his loss of the election. That's what the whole debate was about. But they kept on just rabbit holing this whole thing.
Right.
I'm telling you, that's for the Supreme Court to decide. According to Section 3 of the 14th Amendment, it's
why does the United States sanction countries that take people off the ballot?
What? That's not even remotely relevant here.
Oh, okay, all right. So
you know what the United States we usually
we have independence. If we do want an insurrection, you know it.
It would probably be for things like circumventing the vote, like
you know it, huh? Okay.
Asking the vice president, for instance, to unilaterally win the election. So that would be something that we might sanction another country for.
You can't vote for somebody because they make up a bunch of stuff and he's not found guilty anywhere, but you guys just parrot it over again like two men.
If you don't like the Constitution, that's your fault, Alex. If you don't like the Constitution, that's on you. Really? Then why are you saying that Section 3 of Amendment 14 requires a conviction? Alex, why did you say that Section 3 of Amendment 14 requires a conviction? Can we put the text on stream?
I would love to do that, actually.
Put the text up.
And Glenn,
because you keep saying...
All right, guys.
I would love to do that, actually.
I don't care what it's based on.
Find you guilty.
There it is.
Let's
That's why
there it is right there. Boom.
Let's hear from Glenn.
We'll slow down.
And all he did was, while that was up there, just started yelling and shit. Like, I'm just going to yell. I'm just going to yell stuff to try to keep this guy from saying things.
This is a great conversation. Glenn's about to drop some knowledge.
I'm dominating.
Yeah.
You're just talking a lot.
Glenn's
a little bit about what I'm saying is, if Biden's going to win so big, why can't Trump be on the ballot?
That's not up for Biden to decide. That's up for the Supreme Court to decide.
Biden said he wants him off the ballot.
It doesn't matter what Biden says.
Oh,
Biden's not the one that decides that.
Trump lost. That's why he can't have his race car on the track. This horse is going to lose, so it can't be in the race. Bull crap.
Who do you think has the authority then to determine
Nobody's
the
even
interpretation
saying that.
And that's
literally nobody said that.
It's hard to, in these clips, encapsulate. That's why I recommend if anybody's at all, like, you don't have to watch them, just literally put it on the background and listen to it while you're doing something sometime, because the dude just kept bringing up this complete weird and off the wall stuff about, like, oh, where they're taking Trump off the ballot. Is like, that's not what anybody's here to talk about. Nobody came here to talk about that. It's about January 6th. That's it.
And they're not. And even if that was the topic, Alex is just making bullshit up. No one is saying to take him off the ballot because he lost. That has zero to do with that. Losing presidents are allowed to rerun for president. Hillary Clinton lost twice. Bernie Sanders lost twice. Let's see. Is there any others that have lost before? Oh, well, Richard Nixon lost. And that's stupid. That is nobody is saying that Trump cannot run for president because he lost. That's not what people are saying.
They're
what
just
people are saying is
they're
saying is he. Go ahead.
I was just going to say he was an insurrectionist. To be fair,
because he broke the law. Yes, because he caused an insurrection. He broke the law, and then he tried to make up, and he tried to say that the whole entire election was rigged, it was fixed, the election was stolen, yada yada yada. Even though it was the freaking right wing that were the right wingers trying to say that that Obama was supposed to steal the election in 2016 because he's the Antichrist. What?
Yeah. So
see, like I said, it was like in the previous clip. They're accusing people of the opposing side for the things that they are trying to do themselves. It's so psychotic.
Yeah, they're not there to have a conversation. They're there to just parrot some whataboutisms with no evidence whatsoever, to just kind of act as though there's two sides to this thing. and it's
Man,
a bit
I
crazy.
know the State Department.
Why can't you answer a single question? Why not just answer one question?
I'm just
asking a simple question. Who has the authority ultimately to decide it?
The president has not.
The president has the authority to decide
on CNN,
matters of constitution.
You don't let me talk.
Because you won't answer the question.
Yeah, let Alex.
The president has not been
He's going to ramble. He's not
convicted.
going to
Even on
answer anything.
CNN,
He's
the
just
legal
rambling.
analysts
Okay,
say that you have to be convicted. So, Destiny, you can sit there and have blue hair and be trending.
No blue hair right now.
And make all these, like, the moon is made of cheese. I'm Destiny.
Does the word
He's not,
convicted-
every American knows
He just-
you don't lose your rights.
Just slowly
when you're
getting
not
louder.
Convicted. He's not been convicted. And here's the good news. It's
next up, like, am I
backfiring.
fucking
People,
president?
we have the
This guy right
Declaration of
now.
Independence, and we can vote for who we want to.
No, you can't.
Well-
you can't vote for people under 35. You can't vote for non-citizens. Can you?
Nobody stole an election.
Can you
but
vote
you
for
can't vote
anybody
for
that
who
you
you
want to?
want.
Can you vote for
Nobody
anybody you
stole
want
an
to? Or are there
election,
restrictions on
but
who you
you
can vote
can't
for?
vote for who you want.
I think we just-
Nobody stole an
we-
election,
we-
but you can't vote for who you want.
We just beat this into the ground. Alex, I need you. We just crushed this one into the ground, but I want to ask the question in a slightly different way. Was this an attempted coup?
And look, this guy here, we're going to pause for a second because I'm just going to say this dude is total dog shit at being a moderator, man.
Yeah.
He just obviously is very, very biased towards the right-hand side in this discussion. Because I've heard him get upset and tell people to stop talking about certain things, especially towards the end, where they started bringing up Alex Jones's, Sandy Hook defenses. And I just, while we're talking on this, I'm going to just quickly kind of just describe that because I'm not sure that they're going to put this in the end. And if they do, I'll just be like, okay, that's what it is. So they say very distinctly, and even Alex Jones, all of them are just, oh, it was so scummy to bring up the Sandy Hook thing, and it was just off topic. First off, those dudes were the most off topic the entire time with no evidence whatsoever, no real talking points of anybody in the entire panel. Like Alex Jones being the first, Glenn Greenwald being the second, and whoever that other third guy was that I'd never heard before prior to this debate was the third. He was probably the most on topic of any of them. But yet, we're going to go...
Yeah, I guess he was supposed to be like a professor or something, I think is what they said, or he was some sort of like journalist or something.
He's a journalist of some sort.
Journalist,
because
yeah,
he had to
right.
talk about that dude from the Oath Keepers, which I had also never heard of. Which I mean, that's where I would say this stuff is kind of informative because it gives you like a few of the things that people care about, at least on the right wing or what they're trying to push back on. But anyway. Get back to this guy. The dude just literally sucks. He is a co-host on Tim Pool's channel.
Yeah, he's the moderator, correct?
I don't know that he's a moderator. He's just a co-host because when Emma Vigeland from the Majority Report was on, this guy was there going over and trying to talk, conservative talking points with Emma Vigeland, specifically some really unhinged and ridiculous, untrue takes about stop and frisk and general type of crime statistics and stuff like that. Borderline, in my opinion, racist stuff. And here he is being a moderator. I'm just saying the guy sucks all around, but he especially sucks as being a moderator. And then he has the audacity at the end of this, towards the end, to literally raise and yell like you could tell, like a bit of a rage. He was very upset that they were talking about this Alex Jones thing. And here's the thing that I want to clarify when it comes to that, because there's multiple people that keep saying that was a low blow and it was off topic. No, it was not off topic. Even Destiny agrees, which I don't always agree with Destiny, but Destiny agrees it was not off topic. Because they started talking about how he will get into this persona and start, speaking about things that aren't necessarily true, almost kind of like a psychosis in his deposition towards the Sandy Hook trials. So then they say, okay, you say that you were there, Alex, and you say there was these various different things that did or didn't happen. Well, how do we know that if you are a person who admits that they suffer from psychosis? So it therefore does, in fact, put question into his deposition as to whether or not he's trustworthy to be talking about pretty much anything when it comes to these things. Like, I don't know, was something an insurrection or not? Was the testimony that you gave the actual truth, or was that you having a freaking psychosis about this, and then now you're bringing us a psychosis about it? So I'm just saying it wasn't off topic. It wasn't a low blow. It literally directly related to the people that we were debating and how they can try to give a deposition of what they saw or what their opinion is about what they saw when they admit they have a psychosis. That's all I have to say about that. Is just stop it.
Yeah, and I agree with you with just the concept of being a moderator. You cannot be biased. You can have your own beliefs and opinions. That is fine. But however, if you are in the role of a moderator, you have to keep those biases and your opinions out of the equation, because you were not there. You were not there to debate. You were there to moderate and make sure that both sides, as well as the whole debate itself, remains in topic and remains civil. And if you fail at that, yes, you were right. You are not a very effective moderator. You can't call yourself a moderator if you do not moderate.
And I just want to be clear, he wasn't debating at all in this, but
right.
He just let Alex Jones walk all over the entire conversation where nobody could even get a word in.
You cannot do that.
And
you cannot do that. And that was the thing with the 2020 presidential debate between Trump and Biden. They had that would have been like letting Trump interrupt Biden so many times, because for those who have seen the debate between Trump and Biden during 2020. Trump constantly was interrupting and walking all over Biden when Biden literally had his time for his rebuttal. You cannot do that, because number one, if you are debating and you have to resort to over talking or interrupting or yelling at your opponent, that to me tells me that you're afraid that the person that's debating you is correct, and B, you're afraid of that person being right and you don't want them to be, and C, that also tells me that you have no other actual legitimate arguments to use aside from just trying to interrupt them and interrupt their thought process. Well, that's not a fair fight.
It's not even so much that they don't have arguments. I wouldn't even say that. I'm sure they do. It's just they don't want it has become the strategy in a lot of these debate spaces, including, yes, it was on the presidential debate multiple times with Hillary and with Biden, is that it is a strategy to just not give a person the opportunity to even put in their 2 cents edgewise. They literally just want to talk over them and derail any thought that they have with them. So it's like the public sees that person more than the other person. The more passionate one, if there's not good moderation, is going to win out of that, because people are just going to say, well, I didn't really hear anything that other guy said, and he kept just kind of kowtowing to this other guy, so maybe he has something to say or whatever. And it really is the case. I believe in my heart that the only reason Alex Jones was there that day was to try to stop conversation wherever he could, period. He was there not to make an actual point, not to necessarily, quote unquote, win the debate or make any great points or whatever. It was to just keep them from having a valid and fair discussion between everybody. He was just cannon fodder. That's it.
Yeah, prevent dialogue from being created.
Let's listen to this real quick.
Do you guys think this was an attempted coup?
Of course it was. Obviously it was.
The Hunter Biden laptop.
Oh my God.
Clinton's
emails.
The censorship.
Russia.
There's no Russian connection. That's all.
mRNA vaccines.
I want you to take all the shots.
Global warming.
How many shots have you had?
None yet. You want to take some?
No, I hope you take
I
them
want
all.
you to answer one question about any of this.
I want to see you take them all.
Talking with them now.
And
we've been talking about
yourself.
the Democrats more
And
than the
maybe on your
Republicans on the January 6th debate. Isn't that wild?
Wait.
Isn't that crazy?
They now admit that the shot erases your system and you. So you do that little one-liner there.
Shot to protect me. Democrats trying to take away my Democrat.
Yeah. Let's stay back. All right, guys. Back to topic.
Remember when Trump said Biden cannot run and have the Justice Department take Biden off the ballot? Oh, God, that was Biden. Sorry. I'm
To be fair, also, Biden doesn't have the authority to do that. He still doesn't have the authority to do that. The Supreme Court that Trump has his picks on, that's currently 6-3 conservative, they're the ones who are going to make the final decision on that. I wanted to be known that every single time you try to talk about any of the stuff related to Trump, it's so many Democrat names that comes out of people's mouths. I don't know why people can't just engage on the facts of what happened on and in the events leading up to June 6th insurrection when having to invoke every other Democrat.
No name calling.
I'm kind of retarded.
Ding dong, whatever it is. The point is, I was there. There was over a million people, and they said police are attacking, and we got there like shooting tear gas, and then a bunch of feds helped break through with some idiots that got mad and had a brawl, and then the cops go, come on in, everybody come on in.
So Alex,
so there's everybody sees those videos now.
Okay,
you call this the new Pearl Harbor, worse than 9/11. 3,000 people. Do you disagree? Let me ask you this. Do you?
And he asked this over and over again too. He's like, "Was this as bad as 9/11 or Pearl Harbor?" Which, once again, nobody was even saying that. Who said that it was worse than?
Yeah, I have never, ever, anywhere in person, on the internet, anywhere that I've heard somebody try to compare the insurrection to 9/11 or Pearl Harbor. And if people are doing that, yeah, I would agree. That is a very stupid comparison.
Yeah.
Disagree with them claiming this was worse than Pearl Harbor or 9/11?
I think it depends how you ask that question. I would say no, it's not worse than Pearl Harbor or 9/11.
What are you basing on it? Are you basing?
No. I get it. No. Trying to take people's votes away is sacrosanct. But you're trying to take people's votes from.
Trying to take his face, man. He is just.
I went for him to grab his papers. Go.
Yes.
I think there's an unprecedented that a president of the United States would do everything within his power to prevent the peaceful transfer of power to the next president.
He's a total meme.
A uniquely horrible event. The march to the Capitol, what was bad was him watching the riot happen for 3 hours and doing nothing.
No, it took him. It was the riot was happening. He spoke for an hour and a half. It started then. Then he got back to the White House, watched it like 30, 40 minutes, and then shot a video.
No, you're lying. He got back to the White House.
He watched it for 30 to 40 minutes.
Delivered a note on his desk that Ashley Babbitt had been shot, and he sat there sipping Diet Coke for an hour and a half. The guy that you called your leader.
The way they run these headlines, I was there.
How many pardons did Trump do for the patriots that got unfairly charged with crimes and convicted in the Capitol?
I was there.
Why didn't Donald Trump pardon any of those people? Why didn't Donald Trump pardon any of those people?
That's a legitimate question.
There's not going to be an answer to this. Because there's not.
Yeah, he didn't pardon anybody.
They claimed
Trump
their timelines.
Every single
for almost an hour and a half.
Just keep it one at a time. It's easier.
When he first started.
And then he just lets. See, that's what I'm saying with the moderation. Is like he was the one that started talking. Destiny's the one that started talking. And then he went over and was interrupting over Destiny to then start talking himself. And then the moderator said, let's have one at a time, instead of just saying, hey, Destiny was the one that started first. Let's listen to his statement, and then Alex, you can go.
Yeah, the moderation is completely weak. It's so weak. It's almost non-existent.
Right.
You had an hour and a half while it didn't exist. I was there.
So you were there, Alex. So tell me, were there weapons there?
And then Destiny still didn't. Everything that he said was just disregarded by everybody because he was talking over of what he was saying. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. He asked him a dozen questions right there. And then he made some bullshit statement that had nothing to do with any of that. And then we're now moved on to somebody else now bringing a thing up before addressing anything Destiny said. It's like crazy, man.
No, nobody used weapons.
So are you telling?
Yes,
there
were weapons. You're right. You got me.
He's going to say the cops.
Yeah, they shot Ashley Babbitt and they threw people off the balcony and they a woman's brains out. You're right.
There were 75.
Oh no, nobody shot a woman. Nobody beat a woman to death?
Beat a woman on the ground. That's a fake video that got put out. That wasn't
Ashley
real.
Ashley Babbitt's fake, folks.
He was shot.
What?
I like how you think that years after the event, we're now getting unreleased footage.
There's
like there were 1,000 people sitting right around it. There's video of that event from 5 different angles without her getting beat by a baton. How would that take years to report?
Oh my God!
Alex?
Everybody on X, get him saying they didn't beat woman to death.
Everybody watching, go to Google.
Yeah. Let's.
You just screwed yourself.
All right, guys.
I asked you about.
Got your ass.
No, you just screwed yourself.
Yeah, got his ass now.
Once you're done celebrating, I'd like
Ashley
to ask.
Babbitt, nobody died. Old woman didn't get taken by the cops and beat by batons.
This is an Eagles-Cowboys game. What is this?
You're right. Is this an Eagles-Cowboys game? Like, that's a really funny freeze frame. But anyway, like, he's got like a Joker lips thing going on right now. Like,
This reminds me of freaking like this reminds me of JoJo's Bizarre Adventure.
It's so ridiculous, man.
To do little one-ups and just
so what Trump fans are,
hope
it's a
the
sports game
audience
to
only
them.
goes off how much emotion there is. I can top you.
Alex,
I can
calm
top
down,
you.
buddy. Calm down.
Here we go.
Down.
What do you guys think ethically about people in politics telling people to go fight?
I'm just saying, dude.
Yeah, the moderation
What's
is
with
here.
the shirt, dude? Anyway, okay, whatever.
You find
style
it
is style. Maybe
misleading.
Maybe he
Look,
likes
we're not
it.
a neutered population. I mean, I have Democrats during the impeachment for this. They shut it down when finally Trump put a 5-minute video on of Democrats saying, "Attack them at grocery stores, attack them at gas stations, attack." We need civil insurrection.
What do we think about the term battleground state?
Yeah,
you know, it's
the problem is not
political rhetoric.
It's the context.
This is already after Glenn Greenwald left because they got to the end of the. I don't think in these clips we heard a single Glenn Greenwald discussion, but essentially all Glenn Greenwald said the entire time was like, "Oh, if it's a coup, the military has to be involved, or if it's a coup, there has to be more violence or whatever," as though that's some sort of a stipulation to an insurrection or somebody trying to, overthrow the peaceful transfer of power. So, yeah, I just think this whole thing was
comments in the chat.
Right?
Comments in the chat. This one says, "Destiny, please kill this
right?
moderator."
Right. Moderator only interrupts Destiny.
Yeah, go ahead.
Nobody is
Somebody was like, "Shut it down."
Upset because Donald Trump said fight like hell. People are upset because for months or years, really even in 2016, Donald Trump has consistently attacked and undermined the electoral process with absolutely no good reason.
No, it's the Democrats
no
said he was a Russian agent.
And
the Democrats falsely said.
They said,
"The Democrats this, the Democrats that."
Speaking about the moderator, it was like, why is Weird Al cucking the content? We gotta look. Where's he at? We gotta see this. Come on.
It's Weird Al cucking
there it is.
the content.
There it is. God damn it, Weird Al. Weird Al. Weird Al's got dark hair, but I get it. He's definitely going.
He does look like Weird Al Yankovic. He does.
But they were the ones saying that the American
the hair that's
the Russians.
Was he
They
charged
were the ones
Alex, was he charged for the crime for that?
Hillary is
was he charged for the crime
saying-
for that?
They tried.
They tried. Wait, but the kangaroo courts. Why didn't they just charge him falsely?
They haven't charged for insurrection.
Wait. Why did Jack Smith get to indict him, but not for?
Why do we care about what Hillary's saying? She's not even a freaking politician anymore, right?
Yeah, she's literally not even relevant. She didn't even run in 2020 anyway. So what's that got to do with
Hillary
anything?
said this one thing? Like,
steal the election.
Why didn't he get an indictment?
Is Hillary saying Trump's going to steal the election? Why is Hillary saying Trump's going to steal the election? Why
wasn't Trump indicted?
Why is Hillary saying Trump's going to
Guys.
Why is Hillary saying Trump's going to steal the
I'm about to stand up, just so you know.
Oh, no.
Be good TV.
Oh,
I'm not
no.
gonna do it.
Well, he won't stop.
be good TV, but I'm not going to do it.
Wow, dude.
You don't answer questions.
Guys, what we need to do.
No, I do answer questions.
Listen to me.
Oh, hold on. First off, I'm just going to call it out. That is not good hand placement on the mic there, bud. You are cupping the mic. Don't be cupping the mic, dude.
He looks like he's getting ready to do a rap battle.
Like, come on, dude. This guy's supposed to be in broadcasting. You're supposed to be Weird Al. You should know better. Like,
bust out that soprano sax.
Listen to me for a moment.
We are.
That we don't speak over each other. What we do is we listen to each other, take turns. It becomes way better.
Well, I have a question.
I agree. Well, can I finish my
and then he just literally talks over the moderator while he's talking. Like, I'm just saying, Alex Jones is a fucking clown, dude. He is a clown and should have never been invited to this debate. He should never get invited to a debate again because he just is there to derail it and not actually argue things in good faith. It's a waste of everybody's time to even be there because of Alex Jones.
Is it okay that Hillary is on TV this week 3 times I saw saying Trump's going to steal the election?
Hillary is
Why is she allowed
She's
to?
a citizen and she has the freedom of speech. Okay, let's move on.
Free in your head right now. The problem with Trump's speech.
Free.
The problem with
Why
Trump's
can
speech.
Democrats say it, but Republicans can't? You keep trying to change the subject.
I'm not changing the
Hillary
subject.
shouldn't be saying that. I agree. Hillary shouldn't be saying that. Who is she? She's a private citizen.
Right.
But I think you're allowed to say people are going to steal the election, whether you're right or wrong.
Trump is being charged for it.
But what about the right wingers saying that Obama was going to steal the election in 2016 because he's the Antichrist? What about that?
Yeah.
Are they not allowed to say that? Dude, shut the fuck up, Alex.
Saying a particular thing.
Did Joe Biden try to get the votes certified for Hillary Clinton? Did Hillary Clinton try to force Joe Biden in 2016 to certify the electoral votes?
No, because they knew the landslide was so big.
The Biden had a pretty big landslide.
Wasn't Biden's landslide? Wait, hold on. What do you mean the landslide was so big? Didn't Hillary win the popular vote?
Hillary won the popular vote.
And Biden won.
She did, yes.
The landslide.
The narrative collapsed right before our eyes.
So Trump didn't win the 2016 election.
What?
Trump didn't win.
No, which one?
But 2016.
He didn't win the popular vote.
Well, with Russian help, right?
He didn't win the popular vote.
No, from the evidence I've seen, he had a huge landslide. They tried to steal it with illegal alien voters, but it's still
We're not all privy to the election that exists in Europe.
Oh, my God. There it is.
The illegal alien voters.
There it is.
We came down from the mothership. We got to go by what people in reality say. I'm so sorry.
Here we go.
People know you're wrong. The states with the illegals are getting more. California just got 6 more congressional seats.
Stand up, Ian. Stand up. We need you to come up and rise up. There it is.
I'm tied down.
There's no one.
Anyway, the conclusion that I have after listening through that entire 3+ hour thing is just that it's theater, okay? In my opinion, based upon the footage, the many hours of footage, sure, not everybody was there to overthrow the government. Some people were just essentially what do you call it? Where you're like dressing up in a garb and acting a part. They were essentially LARPing, yes. So thank you. I was having a brain fart. But anyway, they were essentially LARPing and just taking part in the craziness that was happening. There was a lot of that going on, sure. But there definitely were people who were trying to push in to the Capitol to try to interrupt the peaceful transfer of power. Now, whether they were trying to overthrow the whole thing, I don't know that there's enough evidence to suggest that. They were saying they were wanting to kill some key people, so that in and of itself should be tried. Should be, people should serve whatever time is necessary for that. In fair justice or whatever. You can't just go around threatening to kill people, whether they're a politician you like or don't like. It's just not what we want in a civil society, in a society where we think it's safe, you know? Like, I'm just saying, do I want my daughter growing up in a world where she has to endure death threats from people on a regular basis? Absolutely not. No, we need to stop that. Don't be doing death threats.
Yeah, especially just because you disagree with them. Yeah, you can't just like threaten to kill people because they have a different opinion than you. Yeah, that's
right.
Just that's crazy.
And I think that's really the core of it for me, is whether or not we want to play the semantics of, was January 6th a insurrection, which is going by the definition that American politics has given for such a thing. I don't really care. Okay. The semantic game in this case is a boring game, and I don't care who gets it right or gets it wrong. The fact of the matter is, something that we don't want to see happen again happened. We want people who did wrong things during that thing, no matter what label you want to put on it. I don't care. Call it an insurrection, call it a riot, call it whatever you want. Serve the justice on that, and let's move on, because we've got way bigger things to tackle. And I don't think that Donald Trump or anybody that he's going to put on his cabinet, if he gets elected, is going to move us any more in the positive, direction. I don't think that he's going to move us towards the positive direction. He's going to go as far as he can in the opposite direction, to just essentially continue on with this currently failing system that we see, that fails like, these once in a lifetime failures that I've seen now 4 times in my adult life, that I keep bailing out millionaires and billionaires and giving welfare to people who literally have yachts and, steal people's wages on a regular basis and don't fix the roads. We could go on forever. I want to get on to that.
There's so many bigger problems at hand that's literally affecting the country as a whole. I completely agree with that.
So that's where I'm at on it. I'm tired of the stupid drama crap and this crap that doesn't, it's like, okay, I don't care about your semantic game. I don't care what definition you want to use. Let's just be very broad, a broad stroke of all that stuff that was a negative thing, like beating up cops, tearing open windows, going in and threatening people's lives, going and, just interrupting the peaceful transfer of power. All of these things, no matter what the label, we don't want those things to continue happening. And I don't care if also there's some things that other people have done that are wrong. We are talking about this specific subject, not those subjects. And on this subject, which is the interruption of the peaceful transfer of power, presumably by Donald Trump or ordered by Donald Trump, with incendiary language during his speech right before it happened, we don't want that thing to happen again. If people want to put him on a ballot, I don't care. If people want to vote for him, I don't care. But in the long range of things, the people need to start uniting behind something more tangible and important, not this Donald Trump figure or this Joe Biden / Hunter Biden situation. Those are all distractions that are keeping us from progressing. Any other final thoughts there?
I completely agree. I mean, you could call it tomato, you can call it tomato. It does not. Ultimately, in the end, it happened. It's not going to matter now. We have a whole different election coming up here within a matter of months, because it's now 2024. And if we keep rehashing what happened in 2021 and 2020, we're never going to move on. Yeah, I absolutely agree. We're still stuck in 2020, 2021 when it's now 2024. We need to move on from this. And also Trump and just people that voted for him need to still just accept the fact that he did lose the election. If you do not win the election, you don't win. More people voted for this candidate more than the other. That's how it works. That's how it's always worked. And this is the first time that I have ever seen something as ridiculous as this go on for so long.
Yeah.
For so long. And it's just, and yeah, and like I said, the internet on my Facebook, all I see is just election fraud this, election fraud that. The Biden family's corrupt this, they're corrupt that. Hunter Biden this, Hunter Biden that. Who cares? Who cares? Seriously, who freaking cares?
Yeah.
There's literally 2 freaking wars going on overseas right now.
Well, they want to make sure and show us that too, even though, well, they only want to show us certain things. I saw that CNN, the IDF, the Israeli Defense Force, they comb through all of the press releases about Israel. The IDF does. So you know that it's happening too on Fox News and a lot of the media outlets, that the information that is released to the public is combed through a propaganda sphere by the IDF. And I mean, that whole entire situation in and of itself is pretty bad, because we are the ones that are literally paying the piper there. Where those taxes that we're throwing out there, some of it's going towards, sure, stuff that, you know, we need the community or whatever, but a lot of it is going to a bunch of crap that we don't want, like dropping bombs on, you know, Gaza. And the reason that we're out there is because of the military. You know, it's a good position to be in as far as a military target, etc. So there's a lot of stuff that we really need to fix. And if we keep focusing on these really just kind of small-minded distractions, it's never going to happen. It's a soap opera right now. We need to bring it back to being politics once again. And I don't see that happening anytime soon, unfortunately. But
yeah, I agree with your wording there. This is not even politics. It's just a bunch of random irrelevant stuff that literally has nothing to do with problems that us Americans, and by us Americans, I mean the actual Americans that are actually working and paying taxes like everybody should be doing, are the ones that are suffering, while they're so worried about this and that literally has little to nothing to do with the American people as a whole. It has literally nothing to do with that. I absolutely agree with that. And we need to start focusing on legitimate issues and getting those fixed, because if the issues that we have now continue to go on as they are now, there's a possibility that it could never be fixed.
Right. And we may already be past that point. It's hard to say.
Exactly. Yeah, and it could be too late now. Yeah, exactly.